As you now here at MarketStream.live, my name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. Here with your overview of what's been going on the midday, taking a look at some of the approaches, some of the sectors and so forth that both investors and traders are strategizing in. And right now, taking a look at the major averages right now, they're hovering at basically their lows of the day. Coming into the midday session this lunch hour, with the Russell 2000 leading the downside, down about 0.7%. You see the Nasdaq down about 0.4%. You have the S&P 500 down 0.3%, and the Dow Jones is down 0.2%, excuse me. And that has been the best performing major market index. Now, the first half of today's session, it's been a steady downtrend, a grind to the downside, if you want to say that. But it's important to note that volume, participation right now has been dwindling. We saw that down yesterday, and we continue to see the volume very light into this holiday weekend with Christmas and Hanukkah. So I'm going to say be very careful about taking too much away from this current price action. Taking a look at the more heavily weighted sectors, technology has been the biggest laggard, down 0.5%. We also have financials. There's been some weight there because of the movement with not only the dollar, but also in the fixed income markets, down 0.3% on the financials. Consumer discretionaries have been under pressure. A lot of discussion that we're going to have as far as some of the retailers weighing on consumer discretionary. This one has actually been the worst performing sector, down 1%. And industrials, they're down about 0.2%. And all of these have basically struggled from the start, and it's led the market to the downside. When you take a look at some of the top weighted tech sector segments and components that are responsible for the moves, chip makers. Chip makers have basically been holding up currently right now, the tech sector. And specifically, you saw that Micron, they came out and really beat on earnings, gave a nice forecast. Micron MU is trading at $23. That's up $2.42. It's up about 11.8% today. What's interesting is that when we looked at Micron, the options were only pricing in about a third of that move. So this has been a substantial move in Micron, and you've seen quite a few of its chip peers moving to the upside on this news. You did see, though, in this segment, a name Red Hat, ticker symbol RHT, trading at $69.45, down $10.34. This stock has tumbled 13% so far today. They had disappointing billings, and the revenue outweighed basically consensus. So the stock, with that disappointment on the billing side, it has been taking a hit. Elsewhere in the markets, if you take a look at the consumer discretionary sector a little bit more, there's a sentiment that's starting to appear. It's at the bottom of the leaderboard, as we discussed, and really what's been dragging it down are these traditional box retailers, the bricks and mortar. Bed Bath & Beyond reported stocks down 8.5% at $41.68. That's a $3.80 move to the downside. Is in reaction to the results and guidance from their earnings. You're seeing that, we saw this with Finish Line. We're starting to see it with Foot Locker and other names where there's been pressure on these bricks and mortar stores, and their guidance is not coming out solid. That's putting some pressure on this space. Not only apparel names, but you're also seeing that home builders were struggling. In the apparel side, if you want to just look at it holistically, take a look at the retail ETF XRT, down about $1.18 at 45.18. That's a 2.6% loss there. And the housing sector has taken it a little bit on the chin today, down about 1%. If you take a look at ITB, trading at $27.99, coming off of better levels from earlier this week, down about 29 cents. On the upside, though, we have seen some counter-cyclical names that you would consider safety names when there's uncertainty. Telecom services being one of the most notable one, up 0.9%, and utilities up 0.3%. They've been holding their gains since the start of the session. The energy sector also holding their gains, up 0.3%, as oil has upticked this morning and into the afternoon session, up about 0.9% at 52.97 a barrel. Actually saw it around 53, ticking at $53 a barrel. Treasuries, though, still holding a slim loss across the board as far as the price action. You do have the 10-year yield up 1 basis point at 2.55%, which, again, is putting a little bit of stress on the financials, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. Okay, folks, that's it for Strategy Now. Join me at 3:30 Eastern Time for Tech Talk here at MarketStream.live. I'm going to be going over charts and option pricing, give you some transparency of where stocks could be going in the future. We'll see you at 3:30 Eastern Time on MarketStream.live. Take care.